Hello and welcome to your embodiment practice. Today we have a 30-minute session, roughly 30. We'll be doing some twisting poses, and many people have heard that twisting poses are detoxifying, and I will tell you that that is not true. Not anymore, anyways. They're not any more detoxifying than any other yoga poses. Are said that because they supposedly squeeze the organs, but yeah, there's no evidence that that detoxes. But that doesn't mean that we can't use the metaphor of detoxification as we practice. We can sort of just like metaphors are just helpful sometimes, right? And we can feel as if we're releasing, we're wringing out, we're squeezing out any blockages, any stagnant energy, anything like that. So I think the metaphor is absolutely useful. We do have a playlist that I will drop in the chat, and it's also going to be under the video for those of you who are watching the recording. For those of you live with me, we're starting the playlist in the middle. So there's a track called Arrive, and that is where we're going to be starting the playlist. And it's not required. If you want to practice without music, perfectly fine as well. Okay. So we are going to sync up here. We'll hit play as I count down. So it's going to be 3, 2, 1, and play. You can have your meditation cushion nearby because we'll be meditating at the end. You could also do that in Shavasana, so not strictly required either. And we will start with some just standing twisting. So it's kind of like I think it's like a Tai Chi move, right? Where we kind of twist the body, let the arms dangle. The arms are just slapping the body. Just let your eyes close. Let your feet be stable and your upper body moves. It's okay if the hips move a little bit too. And just bringing your awareness into that felt sense of the body, letting your consciousness permeate, feel all of the sensations. And then from here, just going to let that slowly, let the momentum die out. And then taking this into a forward bend, and the feet are a little bit wide for this forward bend. It's maybe hip distance or something, and relax the upper body, relax the jaw. And then we're going to take this into a little bit of a variation on the forward bend. You can bring both your hands over to one leg and pull your body over to that side. This is Aji. So that you're opening up through the side body. You're getting a little bit of an uneven stretch on the legs, which is wonderful, and opening up through the side body. And then you can even cross your arms over. So you have the hands kind of crossed, so each one is holding the opposite leg. And then as you pull, there's a little bit of a twist. This can be challenging. You're not trying to gain flexibility or anything like that. We're just bringing the body into a mudra, a novel position, and feeling, relaxing, welcoming. And then release back to center. You could also hold it longer. So anytime I give an instruction to move on, just take that as an idea. And you could always stay longer, or you could be moving on more quickly. Go to the other side when you want to. Both hands on the other leg. Pulling your body to the other side, getting that asymmetrical stretch on the legs. One leg is getting stretched more than the other. And then you can cross the arms. So one hand is holding each leg, the arms are crossed, and it's a little bit of a twist. It's almost like you're pulling yourself through the arms. We are working to get into some of the nooks and crannies, some of the places that are hidden, that are not felt as easily. We're listening with our body sensations, and we're listening with our heart. Sometimes there are emotions, thoughts, feelings, memories that are hiding in those places. When you're ready, you can come back to the forward bend in the center. And I'm just going to roll up as slowly as you want. Good. Okay, so from here, we're going to come down onto our backs. To connect with the abdomen, you can just start by hugging the knees. My approach with all of these is never that we're trying to get physical fitness. Like, we're going to do a little bit of ab work here, but it's not because I want us to strengthen our abs or anything like that. My hope is that you get your physical exercise elsewhere, so that you can really be focusing your attention here on the sensation without having a sort of acquisitive posture. We're not trying to get something from your practice. So we're going to extend one leg. One knee's bent, the other leg is straight. And bring your hands to your belly. And just feel that level of activation. And you can even rock the pelvis a little bit. If this is too hard, you can bend the knee. And feel, as you bend the knee and straighten it, that with the hands on the belly, it can get The straighter the leg is, the stronger the activation is. So that's how you can modulate this. And then for the twist, we're going to reach both arms up and just cross over and come back. So there's no obligation to, stay at the full amount here. We're going to go to the other side. Can extend the other leg, hands to the belly. Pull the knee in. We're just getting into the nooks and crannies. We're bringing awareness. We're not trying to force anything. We're not trying to hold it longer than we did yesterday or anything like that. We're just bringing light to all the nooks and crannies. When you're ready, you can lift up and cross the arms over. Maybe do that a couple times, feeling for what areas does it wake up throughout the whole body. When you're ready, coming back to hugging the knees in, maybe letting each knee circle separately. And then place both feet on the floor for bridge. Both feet flat on the floor. You can have your hands maybe on the belly, maybe on the ground. Feel for making each pose your own, for moving your body in a way that feels good to you. You can start to lift up. I like to come into bridge with a kind of undulation in the hips to release my spine. But how will you come into it? You might come straight up. You might clasp your hands underneath. Maybe reach your arms overhead. How can the pose be a tool for you? Rather than you trying to serve the pose or trying to fit in the pose or perfect the pose, how can this pose serve your awakening, your awareness? And just coming down slowly, jaw relaxed. And taking a moment when you've come all the way down to move your body any way your body wants to move. Could be hugging the knees, it could be stretching out, could be total stillness. Good. And then we're going to release and come up. A little bit more activation here from standing. And just take as much time as you need. Eventually, we'll be doing some twisting in Utkatasana. And so I like this with my feet together, but you can do it however you like your Utkatasana. Feet could be wide. We're going to reach up as we inhale. And then exhale, bend the knees and cross over into a twist. Now you could rest the elbow on the knee with the hands in prayer. You could extend the arms. And then we're going to come back up to center And you can either stay in chair or you can extend straight, depending on how much heat you want to build. And then as we exhale, we go to the other side. And of course, you can take as many breaths as you need, and we'll just go through these at your own pace. That could mean that you're holding the pose for a long time or that you're flowing quickly through them, anywhere in between. And just feeling into what's present in your body. You can stay with the basic movement, or you might start to change it in unexpected ways. Move with the energy that's present for you. And invite the places in your body that are not as bright. Invite them to come out and play. I want to hear from all of me. And you might stay with the twisting theme, or you might be just shifting into something else entirely. There really is no sense of obligation here. Sometimes we feel that kind of subconsciously, that we gotta follow the rules. But listen inside. And just a few more breaths here with whatever spontaneous movement is coming through, or maybe just staying with the initial inspiration, twisting Utkatasana. Good. And the next invitation is some twisting standing poses. So can start with a warrior. Step either foot forward, whichever one you like, and bend that knee. And then we're going to twist. So whichever knee is bent, you take the opposite arm, reach it up, and then bring it down. And you could have it on the ground. You could cross the elbow over. Right? The back heel could be lifted. The back heel could be down. Just play with what feels useful in your body. That doesn't necessarily mean what's easiest. Do not hurt yourself, of course, but sometimes feeling that challenge, feeling that heat building, is what will unlock some of those hidden places. Just twisting towards that bent knee, or if you're past it, you're just twisting to the other side. And very deep breath into the ribs. And before we go to the other side, you can take a transition of your choice. You could take downward dog, or maybe hands and knees. Could be a little bit of stillness, could be a little bit more movement. And then step the other leg through. Preparing for that twisting warrior on the other side. And just checking this side for what variations you want to use. It might be different than the other side. Lifting the opposite arm and bringing it down, either to the floor or crossing over the knee. And breathing deep breath into the body. Relaxing the jaw. Incorporating any movement. Sometimes, on the other hand, stillness is the best medicine to really bring you right into your body. Last breath or two. As we prepare to go into some silence, you can release that pose and just give yourself any last movement or maybe some last pose very briefly. And then we'll shift into a silent meditation period, and you may do this in Shavasana, or you can sit in any position that works for you. Please feel free to do any type of practice that you've been working with. But I'll say just a few words for those of you who are not working with anything in particular. Just start by relaxing the jaw. Letting the breath return to its natural functioning. If you'd like a focal point, you can pay attention to the natural breath. Or broadening your awareness to encompass the whole of your experience. Oh, you can continue to meditate longer if you'd like. If you'd like to complete with me now, you can take a deeper breath. And we'll close with Om and bring the hands together. Take a deep inhale. Namaste.